There's a new way of living, one that follows your soul's path. The old is no longer, and I know for many people, right? For many people, the old is gone. That meant that there were carpets being pulled from under you, your job left, your money left, your partner left, someone got sick, people died, things collapsed. For most people, right? Chaos. Unless you're someone that so already follows your soul's path, then those disasters did not have to happen. I thought I was living highly intuitive, but still some carpets needed to be pulled from underneath me. Living from your intuition is one thing. Really letting go of everything as I knew it is another one. I want to talk more about that today. This new way of living, I like to call that light living. It's easy, it's light, it's not heavy anymore, but it's also living your light, like your essence. And that's what we need to talk about. How to do that and how to make that easier, how to make that lighter. That's what this video is about. So before I jump into that, it sounds so popular saying that, I want to ask you, if this is content you like, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, share it with people. And so this new way of living, we can do that alone. We figuring out that alone. We deconstructing all that you have learned, going to that space of not knowing, what the hell am I doing? Why am I so tired? Why are things not working anymore? Or how, once you figured out that the old needed to go, and the old meaning making things happen and doing things because it has a certain effect, right? I have notes today, so might be looking there sometimes. And the old way, letting go of figuring out how. The how is so important. The way we did it, right? And you might still hang on to the how. It's like, I want to move somewhere. I want to move from this relation, this job, this way of living. But how? And the moment you start to look into the how, you often come with, it's not possible because I'm a certain age, I'm a certain expectations. There is no way someone is going to hire me in my 50s, or it's all about you figuring out the how. And often it's unsolvable, so leave it all together. Let me just do the same thing because I don't know how to figure out. Or people always told me, because I moved all over the world and lived everywhere, not everywhere, of course, maybe like 10 countries. They're always like, oh, that's so brave of you. And how did you manage? I'm like, it's not about the how. It's just about thinking what you want. This is what I wanted. I wanted to work with refugees. So I did. I didn't think about how I was going to do that. All I knew is that's what I'm going to do. And I want to work in refugee camps outside of my country, because that's what is most suffering, and that's where I want to work. I never thought about the how, honestly. But I graduated 2 weeks later. I was with my feet in the mud, working in the refugee camps for the Red Cross in Azerbaijan, a country I didn't even heard about, next to Iran, so that you know. Because I had it so clear in my mind, and I didn't bother about the how. Anyway, the old way is how. And the new way of living is all about being. Oh, my voice immediately becomes calmer. Being. Living from your ego, the old way. This one is living from your essence. Your essence is more here. Poof. Your field. Your energy. Your essence. Your truth. That's here. Nowhere out there. Living from that space, your life becomes then really essence driven. You start to listen to, what is it that I truly wish? And follow that. So this new way of living, right? And there's nothing scary about it. It's the most beautiful thing. This is what I want to explore together. I'm going to talk about a light living tribe, a group of beautiful people that want to live their light, that want to beam their light, but mostly the living it, the embodiment. And I opened a group on my website. You can join that. It's called Light Living, a Tribe of Truth. And I'm going to talk about what we're going to do that, how that looks like. But it comes down to us exploring how to do this new way of living, how to live from our essence. Because it sounds so simple. Just allow, let it happen, trust it, and all that. And off you go. What's your problem? Yeah. I'm going to talk a bit what my challenges are there. And you might recognize yours there. Because it sounds so simple. And why isn't it? Because it's new and it's easy to fall back on the old. Because that we have trained ourselves in absolutely well. The new way of living is allowing things to unfold. Don't mingle in there. Don't hustle. Don't try to resolve it, because you're in the way, really, of the natural resolving. So you trust and you allow. Beyond trust, you know that it's just going to work out for you. The peace and the ease and the grace of that is just wonderful. And do you always feel that utmost trust? No, there's moments you don't. That's the figuring it out, discovering it. But always from that space of presence, always from that space of essence. That is your start. Where in the old way, your ego was your starting point. The new ways, your essence is your starting point. Always. What is it that wants to move through me today? What is it that in this moment in time wants to move? So one of the things that then happened in my life, before I would have one project, I would start that, I would be inspired to do something, and then I would think of the steps, and then I would follow the steps, and I would do everything, I bring it into the world until it's done. Now at this moment, I have so many ideas, and I'm so inspired, and I start something. I have this remembrance audios I started. I haven't put it out there because it's not finished. I only sometimes look at it a bit and put some music under it and have some description with it so you know what it is, what every audio is doing. And then I drop it again because I don't feel inspired. And then I have other things. Let me not go in all the details. But I feel like an octopus with all these things that are, and I think they will all come together one day, or some will never be finished. I'm not used to that. So I'm like, okay, how do I go about this? Am I just leaving it? Or, so I do now, but it's discovering how that works. Things are much slower. The old way is like, pop, 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 get it done. I'm a hard worker. I'm always work for my own, but I make long hours because I loved it. I definitely cannot do anymore because that is not there anymore. Because I just went over my own energy, right? I forgot myself in the picture. Here, things take much more time in this new way of living. It takes time. Me starting this live living community, or tribe of truth. I love it, right? Light living. I've been working on that for weeks. And I come back to it, I read it again, I look at it, and it just only in the moments I'm feeling it is when I do that. So it takes time. What I notice in the time that when I started to create it, it is on my website, we do it on Zoom, then everything will be beautiful shown up there. There is things there that you already receive when you come in. I have a beautiful video there. I like to really make it look good. It gives me pleasure doing that. And so you can look back at things we did. We will create practices together, which you will then see there and all that. I love that. But only when I feel the moment of inspiration. And sometimes the old comes. Will people come? Will it make money? Well, I've already decided it's not going to make me money at all, which is fine. It costs more, which is fine. So I let go of that. And will people come? I don't really. Does that matter? I have already people that's seen it. They're like, ooh, I'm in. People who hear me talk about it, they're like, yeah, I want to be there. And why do we want to be there? Because we're all doing this. We're all just figuring it out. I don't know if this has been done like that before. being our essence, being, you could say it, enlightened in a way, and doing life. Not meditating, not in a cave, but doing life and supporting humanity. And I think that's the main thing eventually is, or at the same time, when we live our light, we support humanity to ascend. And that's in essence why we're here, right? But not at the cost of ourselves. And we do that by integrating it, by living it. What else would I want to say about that? Yeah. Let's look at my notes. So what does it look? Let me talk about what does it look like. It's going to be way too long, I see. So we exploring basically, so light living a tribe of truth is all about exploring this new way of living. And it's all about doing that together from a space of presence. So there's no space for ego stuff. There's no space for drama. There's no space for healing or fixing, or that's really old school. And it's the time is not there anymore for that. That's done. Not that you might be healed and not that you have no ego anymore, but hear me out. It's not about learning something new. It's about remembering what you are. It's about talking about your truth. And I want to talk about the drama. When you come into a group, and this will be like weekly, almost weekly, Zoom calls that we meet each other live. And you'll see the replay as well, as that's not your time. The timing is good for people in Europe and United States, Africa, Australia, Southeast Asia, and New Zealand. It's going to be challenging, I can already say. If you want to join, if you're from there, please connect to me. If I know there's more people there, I will allocate a time and I will have different times, so that can be. So weekly Zoom calls where we meet each other live. What do we do there? We explore together. We do that in deep conversations. We do that around topics like living beyond your agenda, or surrendering for real, or only on a minute-by-minute basis choose what feels better as a practice. Then we do that together, right, for the next week, because it's fun to not to do that alone. Or this all fine and well, this new way of living, but how the hell do I pay my bills with it? That's going to be a great topic. We definitely will talk about that. And then we just discuss it, or I share something, or we have a channeling, and what I often happens is, okay, there's something happening in your life. And let me then talk also about when you want to bring in your drama, it's not interesting. You might say, from your presence, I have a hard time at this moment to stay with my essence because there's so much drama in my life. That's a great sharing. You don't have to hear your drama. Don't bring your drama into that group. But it's like, how can I live from my essence? That's every time the topic. Or the topic is, and that's why other people might have the same. And then what often happens when I'm doing groups already for years and years and years. And I'm still doing it actually within my Starseed Rising at the moment, where we do it twice a week. But this is really about living our light. So no dramas, no bringing that in, but only about I'm here living my light, and what are my challenges there? What do I come across, right? How do I pay my bills? How do I do only what inspires me while I work with so many clients and it drains me? How to shift that, how to change that. And you'll be surprised that you never, or maybe not surprised, but you're never the only one who has that issue. So maybe in a group then a few others might share that as well. And then we have a common theme. Great. What often happens when I do this, this is what I wanted to say, then I quiet everything and I start to create a practice on the spot. I'm not doing it. It's really coming through me. And then we might practice that. Things that you do while you do life. Whatever that's going to look like. I don't know, because I have not made it yet. Nothing is planned. There's no agenda. Every week is just open. We might just sit in our essence. We might do that together, not for the whole hour. It will be, I think, an hour a week. You can do a lot in an hour when you're focused. So what else do I need to say? There's sharing, of course. Yeah. And everything we do is focused on living your truth, your soul's path, and how the heck to do that on a day-to-day basis. That's all where it is about. I think I just, one other thing I'm very excited about. I will also have guests. There's some people that I have in my life that I know and that are really good in some topics, better than I am. And I would love them to come. I will not say everything because I haven't really asked the people that I have in mind yet. But the ones that said yes is someone that is really good in creation, conscious creation. You could say in manifestation, but it's not anymore like that. That's old school. And it's really a new declaration of your life, choosing that and see it happen in front of your eyes. It's my friend Agnes. And they might come up once a month and share that life with you in a Zoom call, right? There's someone that loves to talk about loving light, but it's bringing that light within you through means of water, through means of hydrogen, and she is really knowledgeable about that, about the biology, that part of it. So she said she would love to join as well. Yes, so join us there. It would be delighted. You can join anytime. We're just building this up together, and we work with whatever we all need, right? What is in the field? What is needed for us to address? Living our essence. Okay. Wow. I think I've said everything I wanted to share, and I feel very, now excited is too big of a word. This is a journey that I'm walking. This is something that I'm doing in my life, exploring this new way of living as pure as I can. And I would be delighted to explore that together, right? And then, yes, there is guests and this and that, but that's not really important. It's about, do you want to explore that together, this new way of living? Do you notice, that's the last thing I want to say, do you notice that in the exploration of this new life, there's anxiety coming up at moments because it's scary to let go of the old and embracing the new? There might be grief happening. That's what I noticed. That's why I often get so emotional, because I cry for what I leave behind. Identities, for a way of living that I thought was the way of living, or things that I was holding on to. Grieving for that to go, right? Me existing as just simply naked Alice. That's what's then left. And that's why it's so easy for my essence to come in. Because I'm no longer pretending to be anything. I'm still the psychologist and a spiritual one. But not from, look at me, I am that, right? So it's a way softer way of being, a very calmer way of being. All right. Join us there if this resonates with you. Because there's things to discover and things you don't have to do on your own. I'm going to stop there. Much, much love. And thank you for watching this video. And I love you. And love to see you in, I want to say, see you in light living. See you becoming a member of that tribe. Discovering together. And if not, we will see each other in another video, I'm sure. Till then, bye-bye.